My name is Cleo. I'm an English community lead for Lenovo forums. All right, so welcome to Hangout on malware and security. So this is a very important topic because all the computers and the electronic devices are very vulnerable to such attacks. So it's very important for us to know what the kind of various malware are, and then as well as knowing how to keep our systems safe. All right, so those who are sharing their expertise with us in this hangout are two anti-malware and security experts. So the first one is Kevin Haley. He is from Symantec. All right, and the second one is R.A. Grotsky. He represents ESET, and for information, he's actually one of Lenovo forums advocates. Cool, isn't it? All right. So before I kickstart this hangout, let me have a shout out right here. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to tweet at hashtag Lenovo Hangouts right here. Okay. So by the end of this event, our experts will try to answer your questions. All right. So maybe we can give a little bit time to introduce our experts. Maybe Kevin, you can start off with you. All right.
Oh, hi. My name's Kevin. I'm with Symantec in the Security Response Group, and we do what the name implies. We respond to security problems and try to keep our customers protected from all those bad threats that are out there.
Thanks, Kevin. Barbara, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit. Arya, maybe you can unmute. I couldn't hear you. Can you try again, Arya? I still couldn't hear you. Sorry, no chance. Is there any problem? Sorry, Arya, I couldn't hear you as well right now.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah. Yes, perfect.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Hello, everybody. My name is R.A. Goretsky. I'm one of the researchers at ESET North America. I'm involved in working with the rest of our research team around the world, looking at new and emerging threats. I also work with our developers and testers on defining the next generation of our software products.
Thank you, Arya, and thanks everyone for your introductions. It's really great to have you on board in this hangout. All right, so maybe we can have Kevin to tell us a little bit about the biggest threats that are faced by users these days. So, what do you think that how this come about? You know.
Well, probably one of the nastiest threats that we're seeing right now is something we call ransomware. And it's where your computer is locked by one of the bad guys. Mm-hmm. And he's going to try to fool you into thinking that it's the local police that have done it and that you've committed some kind of crime on your computer. And the only way that you can avoid jail and to get use of your computer again is to pay him money, pay a fine, they want you to believe. So wow. So you give them some money and they'll unlock your computer, or so they say they will. So we call that ransomware, where they hold your computer ransom and won't give it back to you until you pay them some money.
Okay, so one question is, how do people put themselves at risk of being in these kind of situations in the first place?
Well, people put themselves at risk by getting email that has a link or an attachment on it, and it's probably not from somebody they know. They may be trying to fool you into thinking that a package couldn't be delivered, and click on this link or click on this attachment for more information, or some sort of website that has pictures of you you've just got to see, try to get you to click on that link. So when you get an email with a link or an attachment on it, if something doesn't seem right about it, even if it's from a friend, but it's not the kind of thing they would send you or isn't the way they talk, don't click on it, because it's probably malware.
So would you say that most of the time it comes from email, right?
That's one of the big ways. The other way is to get onto a legitimate website and hide there, and so when you go to that site, it will try to download itself, go right through your browser and download on your computer and infect you that way.
Okay, so in the event that our system is being held ransom, so what we could do actually? Do we really want to pay for it?
No, you don't want to pay.
I mean, what do you think? What we can do, to maybe just format the whole PC or what?
You're going to have to get some help because they've locked your computer. If you pay them, they probably won't unlock your computer. So get some help. A lot of people, on the Norton site, Semantics has a Norton.com. We have free tools on there to help you get your computer unlocked, or get some sort of computer expert to help you out. It's probably going to be more than you can do to get it removed.
Oh, okay. That's very useful. So other than that, what else that we have seen these days other than this ransomware?
Well, that's the big one. We still see people try to convince you that you have malware on your machine and sell you an antivirus product, which is usually a fake. It's not. It's designed to get you to pay money for something that you don't need. We still see people, of course, trying to steal your login and password, your email addresses, just steal your identity, and then use it to fool others. Maybe sell it to spammers, or maybe break into your bank account, try to steal your money from there.
All right. Actually, I also heard about water hole attack. So maybe you can help us understand a little bit more about this.
Sure. Well, the watering hole attack is the idea is that some people go to if you're looking for a particular type of person that you want to target for attack, go to the kind of places where they hang out. And so if I was a lion, I was looking to find somebody to hunt, I'd go to the watering hole where all the zebras come to get a drink. And so that's the metaphor. And so what it means is that I will look to hide out on a website where I know the type of people I want to attack, go to. One of the recent incidences that was in the news is a number of companies that develop applications for the iPhone all go to this one website to talk with each other and share tips and tricks for developing. And a bad guy got on that site, put malware on it, because he wanted to get people that were developing iOS applications or iPhone apps. And so that was the perfect place to go, and he was able to infect all those people with this watering hole attack.
Okay. Thank you for that. But question is, what are the criteria that being the target of this attack?
Well, there's really two types of it. We classify two types of attacks. One is massive attack, which means I want to get as many people as possible. I don't care who they are. I just want to get a whole bunch of people, and hopefully some of them will fall for my tricks and pay me money. The other one is the targeted attack, where there is somebody or a type of person I specifically want. So these watering hole attacks are targeted attacks. There is people in a certain industry or maybe a certain individual that I know I want to target. I want to get malware on their machine. And that's where the watering hole attack gets used.
Okay, that's very, very good. And maybe is there any example that you can share with us that have this water hole incident happened before?
Yeah, well, the most recent one is there's been in the news about developers at Facebook and at Apple getting hacked. And this was a watering hole attack because they went to this website where they discussed how to develop iOS applications. So they would go to this website, they would log in, and they would write things and read things from other developers. And the attackers wanted to get iPhone app developers, so they knew they all go to this site. So that's the one they put the malware on.
Ah, okay. So in the event that we really have such attacks, what any things that we can do to prevent these kind of things to happen?
Sure, absolutely. Well, you have to have good security software on your machine. You just can't expect you to know everything there is to know to prevent these type of attacks. You need help.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so get it from a good security vendor who can provide you with layered security on your desktop. And then if something seems wrong when you're browsing the internet, when you get an email, if something seems wrong to you, it probably is. So don't click on that link. Don't click on that attachment. And finally, always keep your machines up to date. Always keep when you get one of those notices about loading the latest patch onto your machine, go ahead and let it load. Use Windows Update, great new feature in Windows 8. It'll automatically load the latest patches, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So that's about a malware. So what about mobile devices? Recently, smartphones and everything all are getting very, very hot, and a lot of people can afford it. So what are the safety tips for mobile devices? What do you think? Do you think that people are too complacent when it comes to this?
They are. I mean, when you think about your mobile phone, how much of your personal information is on there, you probably keep a lot more personal information on your phone than you do on your computer. So if a bad guy was interested in stealing your identity or personal information, you'd probably be better off going to your phone than your computer. Now, there's not a lot of bad guys that are doing this yet. There's some, but not a lot. But now is the time to start protecting yourself. We think you always ought to download, if you're going to download applications, get them from a legitimate marketplace. Because there's a lot less risk that they're infected with malware when you do that.
Is there any malware applications that user can download and protect their mobile phones right now?
Sure. Well, Norton sells Norton Mobile Security. Some of the other vendors do as well, where we'll go and we'll look at your phone and we'll look for malware that's on it and get rid of it if it's gotten on there.
Thanks a lot for your great tips, Kevin. All right. So once again, for those who are following us live in these Hangouts, please, if you have any questions, remember just tweet at this hashtag Lenovo Hangouts. All right. So our experts will try to answer a question near the end of this event. Okay. So thanks, Kevin. So maybe now we can move on to Ari. All right. So I know you are MVP from Microsoft. So I'm sure that you are very familiar with Windows 8. Okay. So maybe you can share your thoughts about it. So for example, what are the new features, especially when it comes in terms of keeping your system safe?
Certainly. First off, Windows 8 is Microsoft's new version of Windows, their flagship operating system for desktops. It's designed for both consumers and businesses. And one of the things that Microsoft has done is they've taken a very strong look at all of the since the last operating system release about 3 years ago, and they've been working on layering on defensive technologies to Windows 8 to make it harder for those kinds of attacks, which have been so successful under previous versions of Windows, from being successful under Windows 8. Some of these technologies are invisible to the user. They occur at boot time or run in the background. Things like new secure boot feature of computers, or the ELAM technology, early launch anti-malware technology, to allow anti-malware vendors, such as Kevin and myself, to develop malware has a chance to obtain a foothold. Other features are like Internet Explorer 10's new enhanced protected mode, which really locked down the browser because so many malware threats are delivered through the browser today. Microsoft has done a good job of strengthening the security in the browser to prevent those attacks from being successful.
Okay, those are very good informations. So, when compared to previous versions of Windows, do you think that there's so much difference that a lot of enhancement done compared to like XP or 7?
Yes, definitely. XP at this point is over 10 years old. It's actually about 12 years old at this point. And next year it will be retired by Microsoft. They'll no longer provide any updates or patches. It was a good operating system when it came out. Microsoft improved its security through service packs. It still was not designed with security in mind. And it wasn't really until the Vista timeframe that Microsoft started baking in security, if you will, at all steps through the operating system development lifecycle. That process, the ideas behind that continued through Windows 7. And now with Windows 8, I would say Microsoft has probably delivered their most secure version of Windows yet.
Great. So actually, I have another question. Do you think that the security provided by Microsoft, provided by these operating systems, are they enough?
Well, it's you need layered defenses to protect against a threat. Part of that is in the operating system. That comes from the operating system vendor, be it Microsoft, Apple, IBM, whatever. Security, though, also has to appear in the applications that run on top of that, particular network-facing applications such as web browsers. That's not alone by itself. There are a lot of security companies out there which provide additional software. But I don't think that you can rely just on the operating system manufacturer for security. You need to go and add additional functionality. You may need to tweak the existing settings of an operating system to make it more secure, and so forth. Like Symantec, ESET makes anti-malware software. We're part of the solution there, but we're not the entire solution. Ultimately, security is an issue of user compliance and users making the right decisions about what to do. And that means user education, whether it's home or for businesses, is a main pillar of security too. And I think that's one that's often underlooked.
Thanks a lot, Aaron, for your great informations. Okay, so this is another, a little bit of a different topic. So we know that you know quite a bit of gaming. So nowadays a lot of people, they like to hack their games, try to get it free. So what do you think about that when it comes in terms of security?
I think it's a very bad idea to try to make use of patches to hack a game or cheat at it. Gaming is pervasive. On computers, there are, for example, more people who play World of Warcraft in the United States than are players. So it's a huge swath of the population here, and even internationally, obviously, more so. People pay for access to games, they pay for content in games, and it's possible to have thefts of in-game currency or items. So some security is needed even in a virtual world. And one of the ways that you can ensure that your system stays secure, your gaming world, is not to use the kinds of hacking utilities and patches which modify the games. In some cases, those may the functionality you want. They may install password stealers, which steal your game credentials, and then it becomes very easy for someone to empty out all of your loot in virtual currency. And it's very difficult or often impossible to get that back.
Currently, is there any website for gaming that has threads about this kind of security issues? I mean, yeah, example.
Generally speaking, the best source of information about gaming security is each game manufacturer's support forum and blog. They all keep on top of the security issues in their software, and they will often be the first place where you hear about a problem.
Okay. I know currently, quite a lot of websites that offer, online gaming, for example, like those blackjack and stuff like that. Do you think that those are actually safe?
Sorry, I didn't catch part of the question. Can you please repeat it?
Sorry. Okay. So what I'm saying is that currently there are quite a lot of websites that offers for gaming purpose, especially for gambling. So do you think that this kind of website will put ourselves actually at risk?
Anytime you involve lots of money being passed around on the internet, you are at risk. Whether that is through banking, shopping, or an online casino. I strongly recommend against using those kinds of activities. Without appropriate security, it's difficult to say whether or not a site is reputable. For gambling, what laws they're covered by, who's responsible if there's a loss due to fraud. So you may be better off, as far as online gambling goes, just going to the closest casino or gaming hall, as opposed to doing that online.
Okay. Thank you, Ari. So maybe you can move on to the next topic, which is talking about the future. As time progresses, so a lot of variations of malware, and then so what? Maybe you can share with us your predictions of these so-called mutations.
Sure. I think that as people move off of their PCs to encompass more devices in their digital lifestyle, things like tablets and smartphones, we'll see people begin more and more targeting those. Also, because more and more people use social media, we might see more and more threats targeted at users through those technologies, through those services and websites. That's going to be particularly the case as the operating systems and applications get more secure. The criminals who want to steal your identity, get into your bank account, and so forth, are going to try to, instead of getting that through malware, just get it by tricking you into giving up that information. We call that social engineering, and it is technologically difficult to deal with because it's not a technical problem, but rather a societal problem. It's people have to learn to be cautious about what kinds of information they share about themselves and where on the internet.
All right. Thanks, Ari. So what about Kevin? What do you think about that?
Well, I think Ari's right. And I think what's interesting is we have con men in the real world, people that find out where our money is and try to talk us out of it, and that's happening in the cyber world now. And so where there is money being spent online, where we do financial transactions, where we trade bitcoins or gold in a game, wherever there is money that is changing hands, the bad guys are going to get there, and they're either going to try to con us out of it, or they're going to try to steal it from us directly with malware. So that's what we'll see in the future. Wherever we start doing these types of transactions, the bad guys are going to follow us.
Yeah, I think that's the future as well. All right. Maybe to save some time, maybe we can just move on to the questions that are being asked by our fans right here. Okay. So the first questions is about what are the clear signs of malware infection? I run scans, but sometimes I'm unsure if it's just a problem with hardware. So maybe Kevin can, Kevin, alright, you can share with us your thoughts.
Kevin, do you want to take that one first?
Sure, give me the tough one. The problem is that computers are very mysterious to us, right? We don't understand exactly how they operate. So things can happen on that computer that may be malware, or it may just be that I've got too much software loaded on my machine and there's no memory, or the operating system is having a problem or doing something strange. It can be very difficult to tell whether you really have malware or not. You should watch your email. If your friends start to get strange messages from you, that's probably a pretty good sign you're infected. The big thing I would say is, though, you need to protect yourself by more than just running scans. You need security software that's more than antivirus, that's trying to protect you at the network, that's trying to do other things, that layered approach that Ari talked about. You need more than just running a scan if you're going to protect yourself today.
Sorry, I was on mute. All right. Okay. Thanks, Kevin, for your answers to this. So maybe we can we have another questions from our followers. So the second one is about okay, what can we do if an infection disables our current antivirus program? So I think maybe Ari can share a lot more with us.
Sure. One of the problems that we've had with malware over the past several years is that not only have they become aggressive about targeting the user, they've started targeting software that protects the user, whether it's the anti-malware software that's installed on there or the operating system's own built-in defenses. It can be a little difficult for average user to deal with these kinds of problems. And the usual recommendation is to get in touch with your anti-malware vendor's technical support department, and they can walk you through these steps to restore the security software to a working state, to get the operating system security back to the level where it needs to be. The exact steps to deal with that are going to vary depending upon which malware is present on the system. There are now millions and millions of different pieces of malware these days, and the exact steps to correct each one are going to vary based on their family. It's often, several minutes to an hour or two, depending upon the complexity of the malware, and having a technician help you remove that. Once they've done that, you can be assured that they'll go through, help you clean up the system, remediate any damage that was caused, and even make some suggestions about how to prevent such problems in the future.
Sorry, thank you, Ari. So actually, I personally have one question. Do you think that recover the OS or format the whole hard disk will help?
Yeah, absolutely. You can always take what we call the nuclear option and erase the hard disk drive. the factory recoveries utilities from manufacturers like Lenovo are great for dealing with that. The problem is, though, the user loses all of their data, all of their settings when they run one of those kinds of recoveries and restores. And for some people, that's okay. They might not have a lot of data on their computers. They have very few applications, others which have just not had a lot of customization. But there's still a lot of people out there who use their computer for their day-to-day business. They might have a lot of business-specific software installed, data on there which they haven't backed up, which is not something they should be doing. And in those cases, it's often easier to remove the malware than it is to rebuild the machine. Fundamentally, it's a question of economics, which is going to cost you less.
Mm-hmm.
You replace the machine and restart from the beginning, or you take the time to remove the malware and clean up the system.
Thank you, Areva. Kevin, do you have any more things to add?
Well, I think Ari hit the nail on the head. You really need to make sure that you back your data up, because if things get really bad, you want to be able to recover it. But hopefully you can find, you can work with your vendor, get some tools to repair your system, and not have to be so drastic as to reboot, or I'm sorry, clean your drive and start over. But that is an option, and that's always available if you just can't get rid of the malware.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think its time is almost up. So thanks a lot for you guys, taking part in this hangout. Thanks to Ari and Kevin. And while for the, those who are following us live right here, I'm sorry if we couldn't answer all of questions. So if you have any more inquiries, please feel free to browse to our forums at forums.lenovo.com. All right, so you can just ask your questions and post it up in this community. So we'll have a lot of people over there happy to help you. All right. Okay. So anyway, thank you very much for you guys staying up with us right here. All right. So see you next time.
Bye now.
Bye.